job. Good job tonight. Ready to go?
No, I'm on armor.
Oh, he's not going to fight me. He's good. He's a champion. Don't worry. What's wrong? Whoa.
Come on, relax, boys. Relax.
Dude, that's just childish. You're meant to be a champion in this sport. Look at me. You're meant to be a champion in this sport. Your friend just won. Don't ruin his victory. Hi, man. Congratulations. Hey, what's up,
I'll fuck you up. The words ripped through the air, chilling the atmosphere as Khamzat Chimaev lunged at Ian Garry. What began as a congratulatory handshake for a victorious teammate quickly escalated into a full-blown confrontation, mere inches from a physical brawl. The tension was palpable, a whirlwind of adrenaline and raw emotion. Security guards struggled to keep the two fighters apart, pushing them back from the brink of an immediate, unscheduled fight. This wasn't just a heated exchange, it was a visceral, personal threat delivered with terrifying conviction, leaving no doubt about the bad blood simmering between them. The MMA world was left stunned, questioning the true depth of this sudden, explosive rivalry.
Khamzat hate who behaves very bad. He's so quiet guy, but someone is trying to make a joke or behaving bad and misbehaving. You can joke with this guy.
What did Ian say? What was the joke? What caused the issue?
I didn't see, but like I heard
Just if you touch somebody, that's respectful. Don't punch somebody behind, like.
Oh, he punched you in the back?
Yeah, like they punching, like slapping my back, I have to respect. If you want to show respect, respectful, touch somebody. That's why I tell him, say, touch somebody, respect. That's it.
Khamzat later explained his fury, stating he is usually calm until someone crosses the line. He viewed Ian's attempt at humor as a blatant act of disrespect, specifically criticizing Garry for slapping him on the back. For Khamzat, this gesture was far from casual. It was a profound violation of personal space and a challenge to his authority. He emphasized that proper respect dictates how one approaches another fighter, especially one of his stature. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a deliberate transgression in Khamzat's eyes, demanding an immediate and aggressive response. The rules of engagement had been broken, and the consequences nearly turned violent.
I went up to Khamzat. I said, hey, champ, what's up? When are we going to see you back? He goes, I don't know, brother. Whenever. Smash. All right, cool. Sweet. Slaps me on the back. I'm like, all right, cool. Security guy gets in front of us. I'm like, we literally were just cool with each other. He's not going to fight me. And then that childish energy comes out. Yeah, fuck you, brother. Fuck you. Boom. Tries to push me. I just turned around and went, you're meant to be a champion of this sport. You're a child. You're taking away from your friend's win over here. How about you calm down, slow down, and have a bit of respect for your friend over here rather than trying to steal the headlines. Do you want the honest truth? It's little dick energy. I need to show the world I'm tough. I need to show you're the champion of the world. No one needs to see you be tough. You don't need to have these anger management issues. Just be a man. Sorry. I'll get him one day.
You can joke, Khamzat clarified, but you don't put your hands on someone like that. He made it unequivocally clear that physical contact, even a seemingly harmless tap, is off limits without a foundation of mutual respect. This wasn't merely about the slap, it was about the intention and the perceived audacity behind it. Khamzat insisted that Ian should approach him with the appropriate deference next time, warning that such familiarities would not be tolerated. For Khamzat, respect is paramount in this sport, a non-negotiable principle that when violated can ignite an immediate and dangerous reaction, as Ian Garry discovered firsthand.
Muhammad. Now, Ian Garry, take a breath. Ian Garry was very confident coming into this one. He felt like Belal Muhammad was a broken man leaving the octagon versus Jack Della Maddalena. He promised that he was going to smoke him, that he was going to break him, that he was going to knock him out.
We need a number one contender. When you beat number one and you knock out number one in the fashion that I believe I'm going to do it in, there's nothing else. I'm next.
But that's not what we saw. What we saw was a very close fight contested over 15 minutes where Belal Muhammad looked good. He had some success. He landed with the right hands, but he lost. He lost the fight clearly, but he did himself proud. So Belal should be proud of himself.
Ian Garry presented a drastically different narrative, describing the incident as an unprovoked escalation from Khamzat. He recounted approaching Arman Tsarukyan to offer congratulations, then extending a friendly "Hey champ, what's up?" to Khamzat. even tapping him on the back. According to Garry, Khamzat's aggression materialized out of nowhere, transforming a seemingly innocuous exchange into a hostile outburst. Ian felt the entire confrontation was unnecessary, an artificial attempt by Khamzat to create a moment for the cameras, rather than a genuine reaction to disrespect. The incident, from Garry's perspective, was entirely manufactured drama.
He's polarizing. He talks a lot of crap, okay? He does. And do you know what? I've grown to really like this guy because he backs it up in the octagon. He talks a lot of trash, okay? But he backs it up and he dances around the octagon. He's got beautiful footwork. He's got good power. He's got excellent striking. Takedown defense was perfect. And he gave Shavkat a good run as well. And then if you didn't see on the microphone doing the post-fight interview, he cut an incredible promo for why he should be next to face Islam Makhachev.
Who do you want to fight next?
Listen, I just beat the #1 ranked welterweight on the planet, Belal Muhammad, former champion. There is nobody else above him other than the world champion Islam Makhachev. Belal couldn't take me down, so Islam, you try to take me down.
And as if you know, as we know, as most people probably know, there's kind of like a bit of a mini tournament at welterweight. Who's going to make the big...
Garry didn't hold back, lambasting Khamzat's behavior as childish energy and dismissively labeling it little dick energy. He argued that Khamzat was deliberately trying to steal the headlines and detract from his friend Arman's hard-earned victory. Ian openly questioned Khamzat's maturity, telling him directly to calm down, slow down, and have a bit of respect for your friend over here. For Garry, the display was a clear sign of insecurity, a desperate attempt to assert dominance rather than genuine confidence, exposing a side of Khamzat that felt less like a champion and more like a petulant child.
Oh, on the mic, the way he called out Islam was phenomenal. Said, you owe it, right? Well, why am I doing a Scottish accent? Right, absolutely, Islam, right? You got to beat someone. He's not Scottish, he's Irish. Right, but I can't really do an Irish accent, so I can't, right? But yeah, no, he said, you got to fight the best people on the planet. You're the champion. You have an obligation, something along those lines. And he's right.
I'm telling you now, I'm the best in the world, and you have a duty to defend that belt against the best welterweight on the planet, and you're looking at him.
And I think Ian Garry should be next. And there's not many people that will be calling out Islam Makhachev because he's a terrible matchup for a lot of people.
Shifting focus, the MMA world had just witnessed Ian Garry's highly anticipated bout against Belal Muhammad, a fight he entered with an almost unprecedented level of confidence. Michael Bisping recalled Garry's bold predictions, promising to smoke him, break him, and knock him out, a complete package of dominant performance and a highlight reel finish. The hype leading into the fight was immense, with Garry painting a picture of an effortless victory over a formidable opponent. He wasn't just predicting a win, he was forecasting a brutal, one-sided dismantling, setting sky-high expectations for his performance that night.
It was definitely the most durable, the most awkward and toughest opponent I've ever faced. There's a reason why that man has held the world title. There's a reason why that man has beat many, many, many people and has not been finished in 9 years. He was very, very awkward today and did things that just normal fighters don't do. But I just beat him up for 15 minutes and it was quite easy.
However, the fight didn't unfold according to Garry's script. Bisping quickly pointed out that the reality was a very close fight, contested over all 15 minutes. Despite Garry ultimately securing the victory, it was far from the effortless, dominant performance he had so confidently guaranteed. The fight demanded gritty determination, exposing Garry to far more resistance than he had led everyone to believe. The knockout never materialized, and the highlight reel finish remained elusive, leaving many to question if Garry's pre-fight bravado had outstripped his in-cage execution, at least in terms of pure dominance.
When you come into my division and you are the only thing that stops me, that is in the way of me achieving my dreams, I'm going to make sure that I punch a hole in your head. He has to fight me next. There is nobody that has fought a deeper division, that has fought the guys from top to bottom. You name them. D-Rod, Magny, Jeff Neal, MVP, Shavkat, Patches, and now Belal Muhammad. And I haven't even got a title shot yet.
Belal Muhammad, despite the loss, delivered a performance that surprised many, showcasing resilience and skill that challenged Garry throughout. Bisping noted that Belal looked good and had some success, landing significant right hands that kept Garry on his toes. Belal did himself proud, giving Ian a tough run and proving that nothing comes easy at the elite level of the sport. His ability to push Garry to the limit underscored the depth of talent in the division and served as a stark reminder that even the most confident predictions often collide with the harsh realities of high-stakes competition.
I have to keep it on the feet. He can choose it wherever he wants. The ball's in his court, whenever he's ready, whenever he wants. If he wants to do it in Dagestan, Russia, I will see him there. I'm not afraid of any man walking this earth, but he has to do the right thing now. He has to do the right thing. He has a duty as champion of the welterweight division to fight the best in the world. Tonight, I proved I'm the best in the world.
Bisping admitted his evolving appreciation for Ian Garry, acknowledging that while the Irishman is polarizing and talks a lot of crap, he consistently backs it up in the octagon. Bisping lauded Garry's beautiful footwork, good power, and excellent striking, noting his perfect takedown defense during the Bella fight. Despite the trash talk, Garry's in-cage performance has earned him a growing level of respect from analysts and fans alike. This ability to deliver when it counts, despite his controversial persona, solidifies his place as a legitimate contender and makes him a compelling figure in the welterweight division.
Ian Garry poked him twice in the eye, but if we're going by what everyone would like, that should have been 2 points.
What's the second one?
Not in effect yet.
What's the second one? A poke though. It was like a little knuckle sandwich, a little like Three Stooges deal.
It was more the thumb went in though. It looked like more of the thumb went in, but still, regardless, it's still there. You know, you get caught in the eye, you get caught in the eye. It doesn't take, and that's the other thing is it doesn't take much. Randy Couture, when he fought Vitor Belfort, he actually got caught with the outside stitching of the glove, and it filleted his eye open right there, basically, and it opened it up right where the lens, or not the lens, but the lid met the eye. Oof. So there's just no way you can continue because you can end up really having lifelong damage.
The true mic drop moment, however, came in the post-fight interview. Garry seized the microphone and cut an incredible promo, as Bisping described it, making an audacious call-out of Islam Makhachev for his next challenge. This wasn't just a casual mention, it was a powerful, direct challenge to one of the most dominant champions in the sport. Garry's confidence on the mic mirrored his in-cage tenacity, capturing the attention of the MMA world and setting the stage for a potential super fight that few had anticipated. His words reverberated, instantly shifting the conversation towards his next ambitious target.
As we've become accustomed to with Ian, he won every round as far as I was concerned. He's won the toughest fight. We were just talking about this. Like he has won the toughest fight. Michael Morales beat Sean Brady, who lost to Bilal Muhammad. Carlos Praches, who lost to Ian Garry, don't forget, he beat Leon Edwards, who lost to Bilal Muhammad. He's the closest guy to the title that isn't Jack Della Maddalena, who's just lost the title. I think all of that makes sense.
Garry's call out of Islam was strategically brilliant, positioning himself as the only logical next contender. He insisted that Islam, as the champion, has a duty to defend that belt against the best welterweight on the planet, emphatically stating, "And you're looking at me." Garry argued that he had climbed the ladder the hard way, fighting the toughest competition, and now deserved his shot. He wasn't asking, he was demanding, framing the fight as an obligation for a champion to face the true best in the division. It was a bold claim, but delivered with an unshakable belief in his own merit.
Problem is, Ian's given the UFC an out not to pick him because of him kind of implying that I know I need this finish, and I know he kind of walked that back afterwards, and I thought he made a great argument for himself afterwards by saying, you know, can you take me down, Islam? I think he's won the toughest fight, but differing to Arman, I wonder, is he the guy that compels the most interest for Islam? You know, like whether people like Ian or don't like him, they all seem to react to him. Like I was looking at the numbers from the various sites who cover this event this week. Ian did more traffic than anyone. Like people are watching this guy, they're intrigued about it. I know he got booed there tonight, and you know, people are seem to be indifferent about it online. But
he felt like the main event to me. I mean, yeah. It felt like the main, right?
Bisping highlighted the sheer audacity of Garry's call-out, noting that there's not many people that will be calling out Islam Makhachev because he's a terrible matchup for a lot of people. Islam's dominance makes him a daunting opponent, and few fighters are willing to risk their standing by challenging him. Garry, however, confidently stepped up, demonstrating a fearless mentality that few in the sport possess. This willingness to chase the toughest matchups rather than avoiding them solidifies Garry's reputation as a true contender, unafraid to confront the biggest challenges head-on, regardless of the perceived odds.
You know, people are coming after him in different ways, personally and all this stuff. This is a dude whose mental like his ability to overcome that, which was something we wanted to know about him, is off the charts, including when he beat Carlos Prates on like a few weeks' notice or whatever that was. It was kind of a rearranged card for Kansas. He goes in there and he wins that one. They're not easy fights, but you give him a full training camp. I'm telling you, man, that's the fight to make still, because he did go the hardest route. I think he deserves it. And there is something about him that I don't want to sleep on either. Like, you know, it may seem like, because we just watched last week, you just watched Islam do work. It may seem like he's going to go right through a guy like Ian Garry, but that kind of self-belief in your ability to see yourself as a champion is like, it speaks volumes, man. And I think he's upheld himself so well through all of that.
Reflecting on his fight, Ian Garry described Belal Muhammad as definitely the most durable, the most awkward and toughest opponent I've ever faced. Yet, in the very next breath, he declared that he just beat him up for 15 minutes and it was quite easy. This striking contradiction in Garry's assessment, acknowledging extreme difficulty while simultaneously claiming ease, reveals a profound confidence, perhaps bordering on delusion. It underscores his unwavering belief in his own superiority, suggesting that even when faced with his toughest challenge, he still perceives his victory as a testament to his own effortless dominance.
But Ian's striking looked crisp, and I thought it was a great performance, and I believe that his, as you guys said, his strength of schedule has been the toughest. He has taken the toughest road to get here. It's now a 5-horse race. It's a 5-horse race.
It's crazy.
And everyone has,
it's fun, though.
has a say in the matter.
Garry's ambition burns with an undeniable intensity, making it clear that anyone standing in his path to the title is a target. If you are the only thing that stops me, I'm going to make sure that I punch a hole in your head, he declared, leaving no room for misinterpretation about his ruthless intent. He views his journey as a relentless march towards a championship, and he's prepared to dispatch anyone who dares to impede his progress. This fierce, almost violent resolve underscores his commitment to reaching the pinnacle of the sport, regardless of who he has to go through.
So last night, you would think, given that Belal Muhammad is a former world champion and he is taking on Ian Garry, who was beaten at Carlos Prates, that would be an eliminator fight. I thought Ian Garry was absolutely fantastic. We'll talk eye pokes in a minute, but from a technical point of view, I thought his use of leg kicks, those little teeps to the, I said little, they were brutal, teeps to the knee.
The top of the thigh, like, oh, they were fucking awesome.
His takedown defense was absolutely sensational, but not just his takedown defense. Yes, he's stuffing scenarios. The way that he got out of those clinches, whereas when he fought Shavkat was attempting those things. The takedown defense was there to an extent. He got taken down a couple of times, but the takedown defense was there. But then he'd stay there. He'd stay in a position. You know what I mean?
Garry meticulously listed his formidable resume, arguing that nobody has fought a deeper way, a deeper division that has fought the guys from top to bottom. He reeled off names like Dayrod, Magny, Jeff Neal, MVP, Shavkat, and now Belal Muhammad, emphasizing that he's climbed the ladder the hard way and still hasn't received a title shot. This comprehensive list served as his irrefutable evidence that he has earned the right to challenge for the belt. He believes his grueling path through the welterweight ranks is unparalleled, making his claim for a title shot not just valid, but necessary.
Night was another step up from what we've seen previously from Ian Garry. Belal kept coming. Belal was in his face. Belal, I don't think, could have done any more.
No, he was great.
But Ian was absolutely superb. I thought we had a relatively close-ish first round, but then Ian ran away with it.
Addressing the tactical matchup with Islam, Garry laid out his strategy. He has to take me down. I have to keep it on the feet. He confidently declared that the ball is in his court, inviting Islam to choose the time and place for their encounter, even extending the challenge to Dagestan itself. I'm not afraid of any man walking this earth, Garry asserted, demanding that Islam do the right thing as champion and face the division's best. This bold challenge, setting the terms and location, showcased Garry's absolute fearlessness and strategic mind, ready to face the champion on his home turf.
I'll come back to the eye poke in a second. Overall reaction for me and Garry was he's just getting technically even better and better. I've got to be honest that I think the biggest statement towards him getting the next title shot and ensuring he's in front of Shavkat, even though he's lost to Shavkat and all that kind of stuff, was the microphone. I thought he was incredible on the microphone. I got to the end of that fight and I'm like, okay, Ian's won this fight, but it weren't easy. It wasn't the fight he said it was going to be. It wasn't the statement he needed to make. And we're going to have to talk about that eye poke because that should have been a point off, absolutely, in my opinion. But then we got to the microphone moment, and by the time he finished talking, I was like, give the man a title shot. He's got it.
Josh Thompson highlighted a significant, often overlooked aspect of the Bell fight. Ian Garry poked Muhammad in the eye twice. Thompson argued that under standard rules, these fouls should have resulted in point deductions. He emphasized the serious consequences of eye pokes, explaining that even minor contact can cause severe lifelong damage and immediately stop a fight. This detail adds a layer of controversy to Garry's victory, suggesting that the outcome might have been different had the fouls been properly penalized, raising questions about the fairness of the judging and the impact on Bell's performance.
And Garry, he's got to be happy with just having that name on his resume. Muhammad, just one fight removed from being the champion here, and he is still clearly pretty damn good himself. And for Garry to go in there and win 3 rounds on 2 judges' scorecards and 2 rounds on the other is a signature victory and should leap him into the top 3 of the rankings in this division that is absolutely fascinating right now.
Adam Caterall praised Ian Garry's performance as a clear technical evolution, noting that Bello Muhammad couldn't have done any more to press the action. Despite Bello's relentless forward pressure, Garry remained composed, sharp, and a step ahead throughout the fight. Caterall specifically highlighted Garry's improved takedown defense and his impressive ability to escape clinches, which stood in stark contrast to earlier fights. His sharp leg kicks and clean striking, combined with his defensive prowess, marked this as one of Garry's most polished and technically impressive performances yet, showing a significant leap in skill. Nick Pete underscored the significance of Ian Garry's victory, asserting that having Belal Muhammad's name on his resume is a true signature win. Belal, being only 1 fight removed from a potential championship shot and clearly still elite, presented a formidable challenge. For Garry to win 3 rounds on 2 judges' scorecards and 2 on the other signifies a decisive triumph that should leap him into the top 3 of the rankings. This performance solidified Garry's status as a top contender, transforming a fascinating welterweight division into an even more compelling landscape. Sean M. Hall lauded Ian Garry's off-the-charts mental toughness and resilience, particularly in the face of personal attacks and high-pressure situations. Hall highlighted Garry's ability to step in on short notice, as he did against Carlos Paredes, and still secure a win, demonstrating his capacity to thrive under difficult circumstances. With a full training camp, Garry's unwavering confidence and self-belief make him a serious contender. Hall emphasized that Garry's champion mindset speaks volumes about his potential, suggesting he possesses the intangible qualities necessary to reach the sport's highest echelon. Luke Thomas speculated that Ian Garry's post-fight comment where he initially implied he needed this finish might have inadvertently given the UFC an out not to pick him for the next title shot. Although Garry later walked back those remarks and made a compelling argument for himself, the initial sentiment could have provided the promotion with a reason to delay his championship opportunity. This subtle misstep, even if quickly corrected, reveals the delicate tightrope fighters walk with public statements, where a single phrase can have unintended consequences on their career trajectory. Despite some boos in the arena and mixed opinions online, Ian Garry undeniably generates immense interest and drives significant traffic. Luke Thomas pointed out that Garry consistently did more traffic than anyone in terms of event coverage, confirming that people are intrigued in watching him. Ariel Helwani echoed this, stating that Garry felt like the main event regardless of the crowd's reception. His polarizing nature, whether loved or disliked, translates directly into engagement, making him a commercially compelling figure for the UFC, capable of capturing attention and dominating headlines. From an explosive confrontation with Khamzat Chimaev to a gritty victory against Belal Muhammad and an audacious call-out of Islam Makhachev, Ian Garry stands at a pivotal crossroads. His unshakable self-belief and willingness to challenge the best have vaulted him into the top tier, yet his controversial persona and the lingering question of eye pokes cast a shadow over his ascent. As the MMA world watches, the ultimate question remains: will Garry's supreme confidence lead him to welterweight glory, or will his relentless pursuit of headlines eventually prove to be his undoing in the ruthless world of elite mixed martial art?